Good morning. Welcome to today's practice. Thank you for joining me. We're going to start laying on our mat. So if you want to come and lay down, and I'm just going to check to make sure that you can see me. I think you should be okay. So come and lay on your back. Knees can be bent, or the legs can be out straight, or you can walk the feet out a little bit wider and allow the knees to fall in together. If you're playing your own music, you can hit play now, and we'll all meet on our backs. We may have a little bit of background noise from the children playing out in their gardens, having lots of fun in the sun. So please excuse them. So just a few of your natural breaths here. Get yourselves nice and comfy. Trying to switch off. Trying to forget about work tomorrow morning. And then just keep your awareness on your breath. Just observing your natural breath. And just check in that face is soft, get yourself nice and comfy, relaxing the backs of the shoulders into the mat. And I would like to welcome you to practice just the way you are. And then welcome yourself to practice. Sigh and exhale out through the mouth. Then inhale through the nose for the count of 2. And exhale for the count of 2. Inhale for 2. And exhale for 2. Inhale for 2. And exhale for 2. And then maybe inhale for the count of 3. And exhale for 3. If it feels comfortable for you, just stay with the count of 2. So inhale for 3. And exhale for 3. Inhale for 3. And exhale for 3. Maybe you feel ready to deepen the breath a little bit more. So maybe inhale for 4. And exhale for 4. But if not, just stay with the count of 3 like I am. And just carry on in your own time, that equal breath. Slow and soft. Let's do 2 more rounds of our equal breath. And we'll slowly meet up with our knees bent, feet flat on the floor, feet about hip width apart, nice and comfy, checking that pelvis is neutral, so the hip bones are level, pubic bone is level, maybe placing the hands on the front of your body, on your belly, maybe the arms are down by your side, your choice. Weights even through both feet. A gentle hug into the midline to activate the core. So not just the front, so it's not just the tummy you're activating the sides and the back. Hold it here. Coming into a low bridge, so bring your awareness to your glutes. Activate the glutes, weight even through both feet, gentle hug in, float the hips off the floor. Arms can be on the floor, or on the front of your body, or maybe place the palms on your thighs, your choice. Checking that pelvis is neutral. You can physically check. You can mentally check. And then if your feet are rolling onto the outside edges, just bring them back in so that the big toe mounds are in contact with the floor. Hold it here. And on your next exhale, slowly lower the hips down towards the floor. Float the right knee off the floor, the left knee off the floor. Option to place the fingers lightly on the knees and then circle the knees together, hip circles. So both the knees are going in the same direction. Knees can touch or knees can be slightly apart. Just nice and slow. And then slowly change direction. And then slowly float one foot down and the other foot down. Coming back into our low bridge. So set your base, gentle hug in, feet about hip width apart, weight even in both feet. Your choice of your hands, wherever they want to be. Slowly lift the hips off the floor, check that the glutes are on, the knees are going in the direction of the toes. Hold it here. Slowly coming into our heel raises, alternate legs, start with the right leg, bring that right heel off the floor, slowly lowering it down. Left leg, slowly lowering it down. Check that that pelvis is staying in neutral. You're carrying on. Right, then left. Slow and controlled. Keep that gentle hug in. Neutral pelvis. Making sure you're breathing, not holding that breath. Upper body is relaxed. Waking up the glutes. Waking up the legs and the calves. Check that you're still gently hugging in. Let's do 2 more each side. And then this time, hold it here. Maybe the hips come up slightly higher. Legs are active. And as you exhale, curl down from the upper back all the way down to the lower back, vertebrae by vertebrae. Pelvic tilt, slowly come back to that neutral spine. Check that the pelvis is neutral, gentle hugging. Interlace the fingers behind the head and allow the head to rest in the hands, elbows point up, coming into our curl ups to wake up that core again. Gentle hug in, nice long inhale, and as you exhale, slowly curl up vertebrae by vertebrae. Try not to pull on the head and neck. Exhale, exhale, inhale, slowly curl all the way down. Exhale, slowly curl up. Check that you're not doning that belly or pulling on that head and neck. Inhale, slowly curl down. Exhale, curl up for 3. Inhale, slowly curl down. Exhale, curl up for 4. Check you're not pulling on that head and neck. Slowly come down. Hips are still level. Curl up for 5. Slowly come down. Exhale, curl up for 6. Check you're not pulling on the head and neck. And 2 more. Slowly curl down. Last one. Slowly curl down. Just pause here for a moment. Natural breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Curl up to a rotation. Gentle hug into that midline, pelvis in neutral, elbows are pointing up. Nice long inhale. And as you exhale, slowly curl all the way up vertebrae by vertebrae. Rotate to the right, about half an inch or an inch. Slowly come back to center. Slowly curl down. Exhale, curl up. Rotate left. Center. Inhale, curl down. Exhale, curl up. Rotate right. center, inhale down. Exhale, curl up, left, center, inhale down. Exhale, curl up, right, center, inhale down. Exhale, curl up, left, center, curl down. Rest if you need to. Exhale, curl up, right, center, inhale down. Check you're not pulling on that head and neck. Exhale, curl up, left, center, curl down. Let's do one more each side. Exhale, curl up, right, center, curl down. Exhale, curl up, left, center, inhale, curl down. Release the hands, float one foot up and the other foot up, placing the fingertips lightly on the knees, hip circles, opposite direction. The left knee's coming out to the left, right knee's coming out to the right. Doesn't matter what direction you're starting in. So the knees are going in opposite directions. It's slow and it's controlled. If it feels more comfortable, you can just relax the arms down to the floor. And it's just slow and controlled. And then slowly change direction. And then float one foot down, the other foot down. And slowly extend the legs, extend the arms, come into a nice long full body stretch. Biceps by the ears. Option to flex the feet or keep them relaxed, or maybe point the toes, whichever feels comfortable. And then very slowly just bend the knees, roll to one side, and then slowly crawl your way up to tabletop. And once you get there, just check that the shoulders are stacked over the wrists, knees are underneath the hips. Pelvis is in neutral, so you're not dumping the belly to the floor or arching that lower back. Check that the head and neck are in line with the rest of the spine. Shoulder blades are in neutral, so those shoulder blades are on the back of the rib cage. Just pause here, spread the fingers wide, and then a gentle hug into the midline. Pause here for a moment. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2. Keep that gentle hug in. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2, inhale for 2, exhale for 2, and then bring your awareness to that right glute, activate that right glute, float that right knee off the floor, check that the hips are level, pause here for a moment, inhaling and exhaling for 2, and I'm going to come into hip circles in tabletop. Just slowly circle that right leg, the movement's coming from the hip, work with your own range of movement, keep that gentle hug in, and then slowly change direction. And then slowly lower that right knee back down to the floor, check your base, gentle hug in, inhale for 2, exhale for 2, inhale for 2, gently hug in, exhale for 2, one more, inhale for 2, exhale for 2, float that left knee off the floor, hold it here, left glute is on, and hip circle. Work with your own range of movement, movements coming from the hip joint, and then slowly change direction. And then slowly lower that knee down, tuck the toes, gentle hug in, come into our first down dog of the practice. Inhale, lift those hips up. And exhale, soften the heels down towards the floor. Remember, the heels may never touch the floor, and that is fine. Check your base, spread the fingers wide, lengthen the armpits, push up through the arms, push up through the legs, making that inverted V shape. Maybe soften the knees a little bit more. Hold it here, head and neck nice and relaxed. Inhale for 2, And exhale for 2. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. One more. Inhale for 2. And exhale for 2. And gently allow the knees to fall to the floor, nice and easy. Step one foot forward, the other foot forward, halfway lift, and slowly hip hinge all the way up to standing. And once you get there, check your base. Get yourself nice and comfy. Spreading the toes nice and wide. Soften the knees. Check that pelvis is in neutral. And then on your next inhale, float the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. As you exhale, slowly bring the hands down through to heart center, hinging from the hips. Keep that spine nice and long. The hips are going back. Slowly start to lower down to the floor. Place the hands on the floor. Step that right foot back, right knee to the floor, right knee underneath that right hip, and then slide that left leg out nice and long. So the left leg is long, you're on the toes. Check that the hips are square to the floor. Spread the fingers wide so you're checking your base. Shoulders are over the wrists. Gentle hug into the midline. Shoulder blades in neutral. Neck's in line with the rest of the spine so we're not just nudging up or dropping our head down. Hold it here and breathe. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 2. And as you exhale, slowly drop that left knee to the floor, leave it where it is, and then gently walk that right knee back, coming into a 3/4 plank. Check that your pelvis is neutral. If it feels uncomfortable, come back to tabletop and hold it here. A gentle hug into the midline. The tops of the feet can be in contact with the floor, or the toes can be tucked. Inhale in for 2, exhale for 2. Keep that gentle hug in. Shoulder blades are in neutral. Check the head and neck. And on your next inhale, lift the knees off the floor, hips up and back. And then just step the feet in slightly. And then check your base in your down dog. Head and neck are nice and relaxed, making that a nice inverted V shape, your inverted triangle. Push down through the arms, push down through the legs. And then from here, just bend that right knee, lengthening out the left leg. Pause here for a moment. And then bend the left knee, lengthen out the right leg. Pause here for a moment. And then bend that right knee, and on your next exhale, lower the knees to touch the floor. Step that right foot forward, low lunge, lengthen the spine, framing that right foot. Slowly come all the way up. The top of the left foot in contact with the floor, left hip, left knee, right ankle, pelvis in neutral, gentle hug into the midline, and reach your fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Reach, lovely long stretch, creating space between the lower ribs and the hips, lifting the shoulder blades. And as you exhale, soften the elbows, come into your goddess arms. Maybe the elbows are in line with the shoulders, maybe they're a little bit lower. Hold it here. Exhale, hinge forward, push down through that right foot, step the left foot forward, halfway lift, hold it here. And as you inhale, hinge all the way up, float the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. As you exhale, bring the hands down through to heart center, hinging through the hips. Keep that spine nice and long, hips are floating back. Hands come to the floor, step that left foot back, left knee comes down underneath the left hip, sliding that right leg back. Keep the toes in contact with the floor, set your base. Shoulders are over the wrists, spread the fingers. Shoulder blades are in neutral. That gentle hug in, hold it here. That right leg is active. So really think about pushing down for the right toes, hold it here. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2. Next in line with the rest of the spine. And on your next exhale, that right knee comes down. Gently walk that left knee back, 3/4 plank, checking the pelvis, make any slight adjustments that you need to. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2, that gentle hug into the midline. So not just the front, so you're not just pulling in the belly, you want the sides to work and the muscles in the back. Hold it here. And on your next inhale, toes tucked, hips come up and back. Down dog, just walk the feet in just slightly. Push down through the arms, push up through the legs, head and neck nice and relaxed, lengthen the armpit. And then this time, just soften the knees, lower one heel, then the other, so you're walking out the dog. If that feels uncomfortable, just stay nice and still. And on your next exhale, slowly start to lower the knees. Let that right knee touch. Step the left foot forward. Hands are framing that left foot. Lovely long spine. Coming into your low lunge. And then slowly come all the way up to kneeling crescent. Push the top of the right foot down into the floor. Right hip, right knee, left hip. Reach the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Reach, 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 reach. Moving those shoulder blades up. Exhale, soften the elbows, come into your goddess arms. Keep that gentle hug in. Right glute is on. Exhale, hinge forward. Lovely long spine, push down through the left foot, step the right foot forward. The hips are back, just sticking that bum out. Lovely long spine, inhale. Bring the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands down through to heart. Release the hands. If you need to grab a drink, please grab a drink. If not, just stand here, knees are softened, pelvis is neutral. Few rounds of equal breath here. The hands are soft, the fingers are soft, the knees are soft. Inhale, reach the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Option to keep the arms long, bring the hands down through to heart center as we hinge forward, keep the elbows soft. Hips go back as you slowly come down. Bend the knees to allow the hands to touch the floor. You can use blocks. Bring that right foot behind, right knee down. Slowly extend that left leg out nice and long. Set your base. Hips are square. Gentle hug in. Pelvis is neutral. Shoulders are over the wrists. Push down through that left foot. Really activate that left leg. The quads, the hamstrings. Keep it nice and active. The calves. Equal breath, inhale for 2, exhale for 2. Check in with that neck. Float the left toes off the floor, not too high because you want to keep those hips level to keep the pelvis in neutral. That right glute is on, so check that that right glute's on. You can even prod it with that right hand. Hold it here and breathe. Inhale for 2 and exhale for 2. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. One more. Inhale for 2. And as you exhale for 2, float the left toes down. Float that left knee down. Gently walk that right knee back. Check your base so that pelvis is neutral. Gentle hug in. Hold it here. Keeping the hips as square as you can. Shoulder taps. So right hand taps the left shoulder. Right hand down. Left hand taps the right shoulder. Hand down, one more each side. Right to left shoulder, down. Left to right shoulder, down. Hold it here. Gentle hug in. Tuck the toes. Down dog. And then maybe this down dog you stay still. Maybe you gently lift and lower one heel at the time. Your choice. Soften the knees. Adjust your base if you need to. And just enjoy this lovely long stretch. Inhale for 2. And exhale for 2. 2 more rounds. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. And at the bottom of your exhale, lower the knees to the floor. Step that right foot forward. Low lunge. Framing that right foot. Lovely long spine. Slowly come all the way up to kneeling crescent. Tucking the left toes. Left glute is on. Pelvis is in neutral. Reach the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, soften the arms. The arms can stay in goddess, or you can bring the palms together at heart center, your choice. Inhale to lengthen that spine. Exhale, rotate. Just an inch to half an inch to the right, back to center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Slowly reach fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Lovely long stretch. Exhale, hinge forward. Frame that front foot. Push down for the right foot. Step the left foot forward, halfway lift. Inhale, float the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge forward. Hips are going back. Hands to the floor. Step that left foot back. Left knee down underneath that left hip. Slide that right leg out nice and long. Check your base first. Gentle hug in. Shoulders stacked over the wrist. Slowly float the right toes off the floor. Check that that right glute is on. And breathe. Inhale for 2. And exhale for 2. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Lower the toes down. Lower the right knee down. Slowly walk that left knee back. Hold it here. Set your base. Gentle hug in. Just make tiny little adjustments to your base if you need to. Coming into our shoulder taps. Left hand, right shoulder. Try not to rotate the hips. Right hand, left shoulder. So that gentle hug in. Left to right. Right to left. Hold it here. Nice and strong. Tuck the toes. Hips up and back. Down dog and breathe. One more round of equal breath, inhaling, exhaling for 2. And at the bottom of your exhale, slowly lower the knees to the floor, step the left foot forward, low lunge. Slowly come up to kneeling crescent, tuck the right toes. Gentle hug in, right glute is on, reach fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, soften the elbows, either goddess arms or heart at center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, rotate left, back an inch, half an inch, back to center. Exhale left, inhale center, reach the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, soften forward, push down for the left foot. Set the right foot forward, hip hinge all the way up. Exhale, slowly bring the hands down through to heart center. Release the hands, either soften the gaze or close your eyes. I'm just going to grab a drink. Few breaths here. And then from here, shifting the weight into the left leg, gentle hug in, hands at heart. Step that right foot back and then come into crescent, high lunge. Checking that that base is in neutral, so gentle hug in. Pelvis isn't tilted and you haven't got a horrible curve in that lower back. Activate that right glute. You can soften that back leg if you need to. Hold it here. Reach the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Nice long stretch. Release the arms down to the back shoulder height. Release the right fingertips down towards the floor. And then from here, just toy soldier your arms. Soften the elbows, soften the fingers. Using that core, keep toy soldiering your arms to make sure that pelvis is staying neutral. So slight movement in the ribs and in the shoulder blades. Keep looking ahead. And then the fingertips will meet back up towards the ceiling. Lovely long stretch, reaching all the way up, creating space between the lower ribs and the hips. Allowing the shoulder blades to lift up. Slowly bring the hands down through to heart, shifting the weight to the left leg. Going to transition into a single leg standing balance on the left. So you can have a few hops to the front of the mat, or maybe you can transition straight into your single leg balance. Toes can be on the floor or toes can be lifted. Find your focal point or drishti. Shoulders are relaxed, that gentle hug in. Spreading the toes wide on that left foot. Think about tripod in your feet, so that heel bone to the big toe mound, to the little toe mound, back to that heel bone. Find your focal point. That left leg is active. And then slowly release that right leg down to the floor. Bring the hands through to heart center. Let's repeat that on that left leg stepping back. So it's a right leg crescent. The left leg is leading back. Check your base, gentle hug in. Fingertips can reach up towards the ceiling. If that feels uncomfortable on your shoulders, just keep the hands at heart or on your hips. Once you feel that you've got your base and your hips are in neutral, slowly bring the arms to shoulder height. Lower the left fingertips to the floor, and then just toy soldier your arms. So the movement, remember no movement at the hips, a little bit of movement for the ribs and the shoulder blades. Arms and hands and fingers are soft. And then let's just meet with our fingertips pointing all the way up to the ceiling. Nice long stretch, lift, 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 lift. That gentle hug in, that left glute is on. Slowly bring the hands down through to heart center. Find your focal point. Your option, whether you're going to take a few hops to get there, just like that, and then up, or step straight onto that right leg, your choice. Holding it here, that gentle hug in, that right glute is working. Holding it here in your single leg balance. And breathe, shoulders are soft. And then slowly release. Few breaths here. Take a nice long inhale, nice long easy exhale out through the mouth. Keep breathing. And then from here, we're going to add all that together. So, spread the fingers wide, soften the knees. Inhale, reach fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. As you exhale, hands can come down through to heart, the arms can stay long, you're hinging, the hips are coming back. Place the hands on the floor. Right leg comes back, right knee underneath that hip. Slide that left leg out nice and long. Set your base. Shoulders are over the wrist. Gentle hug in. Left leg is active. Float the left toes off the floor. Option to stay here or come into Superman. So floating that right arm off the floor. If that feels uncomfortable, you can just extend the right hand and have the fingertips on the floor, or maybe the fingertips just floating off the mat. That is fine. Check that that pelvis is in neutral. Keep hugging in. And then bring your focus, now that you've checked your body, coming into your equal breath. Inhaling and exhaling for 2. So you're working that left arm, that right leg, that left leg, your core, that left glute. Working on your balance. Bring that right hand underneath that right shoulder. Float the left toes down to the floor. Hold it here. Lower that left knee to the floor. Slowly bring that right knee back. Adjust yourself if you need to. Gentle hug in. Hold it here. Check that the head and neck's in line, the rest of the spine. Shoulder blades are in neutral. Shoulder taps, right hand, left shoulder without twisting at the hips. Left hand, right shoulder. Right hand, left shoulder. Left hand, right shoulder. You can stay as you are, or you can do one more. Right hand, hold it here. Keep those hips square and breathe. And slowly bring the right hand down. Left hand, left shoulder, check in with those hips. And then bring the left hand down. Tuck the toes, hips up and back. And then from here, just bend the knees, coming into like a down dog squat. So bend the knees as much as you can. You can be up a little bit higher or deeper. And take a nice deep breath in, lengthen out the legs, lower the heels to the floor. Bend the knees, down dog squat. Lengthen the legs, lower the heels down towards the floor. Check in with the head and neck. Bend the knees. Lengthen the legs, lower the heels to the floor. One more. Bend the knees, lengthen the legs, lower the heels down towards the floor. Hold it here. Exhale, lower both knees to the floor. Then step the right foot forward, coming into your low lunge. Slowly come all the way up. Tucking the left toes, left glute is on. Reach the fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, come into your goddess arms. Rotate round to the right, hold it here, lengthen out the arms maybe, or stay in your goddess arms and pause here for a moment. Bend the elbows, come back to center, reach the fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinge forward, push the weight down through that right foot, step the left foot forward, halfway lift. Slowly come all the way up. Reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling or bring the hands down through to heart. Shift the weight to the left leg. Right leg steps back, coming into crescent. So set your base. Pelvis in neutral, that gentle hug in. Right glute is on. Hold it here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open out into a left warrior two. So that left knee is bent. Checking that the outside edge of that right foot is in contact with the floor. You can look straight ahead or you can look down that left middle finger. Shoulders are relaxed. Shoulders are stacked over the hips, so we're not leaning forward too much. Gentle hug in. Glutes are on. Hold it here and breathe. Take a nice long inhale. As you exhale, coming into your reverse warrior. So right hand, right thigh. This top arm can be bent. It doesn't have to be rigid. And maybe release that right ear down towards that right shoulder. And you can either gaze straight ahead or down at the floor. Enjoy the opening of that left side of your body. Inhale, warrior two. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, just slowly shift back, transition back to your crescent. And then from here, slowly bring the hands down through to heart center. Keep focus. Push down through that left leg. Step forward, coming into your single leg standing balance. You have an option now to stay here or come into your tree. So the right foot, the bottom of the right foot can be on that left lower leg. Maybe the toes are in contact with the floor. Maybe the toes are above the ankle. Maybe they're a little bit higher. Or maybe the heel of that right foot is a little bit higher. Maybe it's up towards the inner thigh of the left foot. Option to wobble like me. And you can push that left foot, that left leg into the right foot. See, I'm not concentrating, so I'm wobbling all over the place. So find your focal point. Keep hugging in. Hold it here. I'm coming back to my single leg balance. I'm all over the shop this morning. Hold it here. You can grow your branches. You can reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling, your choice. Inhale for two, exhale for two. Hold it here, nice and strong. One more breath. And then slowly release. Maybe give those legs a little shake. And let's repeat that on the other side. Inhale, reach fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. As you exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Hands to the mat, step that left foot back. Left knee is underneath that left hip. Slide that right leg out nice and long. Set your base, spreading the fingers wide. Hips are square. Neck and around the rest of the spine. Activate that right glute. Float that right leg off the floor. Check that the hips are level so you don't have to lift too high. Maybe add in that left arm, or maybe keep that left hand underneath the left shoulder. You can slide that left arm out and come onto the fingertips or float the fingertips just off the floor, your choice. Inhale and exhale for two. Check that you've got that gentle hug in. And then your next exhale, the left hands can come underneath that left shoulder. Then slowly float the right toes down, lower that right knee, walk the left knee back, come into your three-quarter plank, make any adjustments that you need to. Shoulders are stacked over the wrist, gentle hug in, pelvis in neutral. Shoulder tap, left hand, right shoulder back, twisting the hips. Right hand, left shoulder. Left hand, right shoulder. Remember, you can rest or stay in your three-quarter plank. Right hand, left shoulder. Rest or left hand, right shoulder, pause. Left hand down. Right hand, left shoulder, pause. Right hand down. Hold it here. Inhale for two. Exhale for two. Tuck in the toes. And on your next inhale, come up and back, down dog. Check your base. Lovely long arms, lovely long armpits. Push up through the arms, up through the legs, head and neck and relax. Let's come back to our down dog squat. So bending those knees as much as feels comfortable. Then lengthen out the legs, lower the heels. Bend the knees. Lengthen out the legs, lower the heels. Bend the knees. Lengthen out the legs, lower the heels. Bend the knees. Lengthen out the legs, lower the heels. And then slowly lower the knees to the floor, step that left foot forward, low lunge. Slowly come up to your kneeling crescent, tucking the right toes, reach the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Soften the elbows or arms can come to heart, rotate left, maybe lengthen out the arms, pause here. Bend the elbows, come back to center, reach the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge forward, push down to the left foot, right foot, step it forward, hip hinge all the way up, fingertips can point up towards the ceiling, your hands to the heart, step the left foot back, coming into a right crescent lunge, that right knee is bent. Check your base, gentle hugging, left glute is on. Inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, open out into your warrior two. So checking your base, gentle hug in, glutes are on, outside edge of that left foot in contact with the floor. You can go straight ahead or down that right middle finger. And on your next exhale, reverse your warrior, left hand, left thigh. Maybe releasing that left ear towards the left shoulder. You can gaze straight ahead or down at the floor. You can soften the right fingers and the right elbow and just enjoy the opening of the right side of your body. Inhale, warrior two. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, you're just going to transition all the way back to your crescent. Holding it here, reach up nice and tall. Find your focal point. Bring the hands down through to heart, push down to the right leg, coming into a single leg balance. Gentle hug in. Option to stay here or transition into your tree. So you're going to push the left foot into that right thigh into that left foot if you're in tree. But if not, just stay in that single leg balance. And then your option to grow branches, the arms can be at the side, palms can be at heart center, you can be nice and tall like a pine, your choice. Inhale for two, and exhale for two. Inhale for two, and exhale for two. So really think about rooting down for that right foot. And then your next exhale, just slowly release. Maybe shake the feet out. A few breaths here, just reconnect to the breath. Inhaling and exhaling for two. Hands can be at heart or the arms can just be relaxed down by the side. Inhale, float the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. As you exhale, just hinging forward. And slowly lower the knees and then just slowly come all the way down. Just come down into child's pose. Releasing the lower arms to the floor. Turn the palms up to face the ceiling. Try not to sink the chest all the way down towards the floor. Just reconnecting to the breath. And then very slowly come up to tabletop. And then just bring that left leg so it's in front. So you're crossing that left leg over in front. And then slowly come back to sit on your bottom. Now, if that feels uncomfortable, you can just forget that and just come into a cross-legged. You can lengthen out that right leg and you can place a block underneath that right leg or a blanket or a cushion, or you can sit on the block. So if you can come to your cow pose legs or shoelace. You can call it shoelace. I'm just going to sit up nice and tall. You can just sit as you are, but I'm just going to face the camera just slightly. Left leg on top, right leg underneath. You can have that right leg straight, or it can be bent or come to cross-legged. And then from here, just roll the shoulders back. Fingertips can be on the shoulders, or arms can just be at the side, just gently rolling them back. Sitting up nice and tall, so you've still got that gentle hug in. And then just release the arms, just sit up tall, maybe close the eyes for a moment. And then just slowly lengthen out those legs, maybe give them a shake, and then slowly come back to tabletop. And in tabletop, just 2 rounds of cat, cow, working with your own range of movement, and just be careful of that lower back and your neck as you come into cow. When I come into cow, I just gently soften my chest and keep looking down towards the floor. And then once you've done that, come back to tabletop, crossing that right leg over, and then transitioning back into your shoelace with the left leg underneath, right leg on top. You can lengthen out that left leg and prop a block underneath it, or a cushion, or you can sit on the block or a cushion, or cross-legged, holding it here. This time, you're going to sit up nice and tall, and then just going to shimmy your ribcage from side to side, and shoulders. Sitting up tall and breathing. And then just come to center. Either soften the gaze, find a spot to look at, or close your eyes. Inhale for 2, and exhale for 2. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2. And then just slowly uncross the legs. Bring the hands behind you, knees are bent, feet flat on the floor. Fingertips facing your butt. Open out the chest, checking that you're not C-shaping that spine, sitting up nice and tall, that gentle hug in, opening out the chest, holding it here. Keep that chest open. Check that you're not C-shaping that lower spine. And then slowly release. And then either crawl down to lay on your back with the knees bent, or maybe curl down vertebrae by vertebrae. I'm just grabbing another mouthful of drink. And once you get there, just checking that pelvis is in neutral. The lower back's in neutral. Just a couple of rounds of equal breath, inhaling and exhaling for 2. Float the left foot off the floor and place that left foot on that right thigh. Just pause here for a moment. Coming into our glute stretch, our 4-point glute stretch, or you can call it recline pigeon. You can float the right foot off the floor and slide a block underneath that foot. You can bring that leg up a little bit higher if that feels comfortable for you. You can place the hands on that left lower leg, and you can just use that right thigh to push into that left leg, that left foot, and gently pull into that left leg. Or you can assist by interlacing the fingers behind that right thigh and hold it here. And then just relax the upper back. A few deep breaths here, inhaling and exhaling, maybe for 2 or 3. I'm going to say enjoying that glute stretch, because even though my glutes get tight, I do enjoy stretching them out. It just feels good. You can release that right lower leg if it feels more comfortable for you. One more round. And then slowly, slowly, slowly float that right foot down to the floor. Just pause for a moment. And then slowly, slowly, slowly release the left leg down. Maybe a gentle windscreen wiping of the knees, or just hug the knees into the chest, or just stay nice and still. And then slowly float the right leg off the floor. Gently place that right foot onto that left knee. Just pause for a moment. Option to float that left foot off the floor and place a block underneath it, or float the foot up a little bit higher. Hands come to that right lower leg, underneath the knee and above the ankle. You can use that left leg to push into that right foot, and you can just gently bring that right lower leg in, or you can assist by threading the hands behind that right thigh, left thigh. You have the option of releasing that left lower leg down if you want to this morning. And just enjoy the stretch. Maybe inhaling and exhaling for 2 or maybe 3, depending on how you're feeling or how tight that glute is. And slowly float that left foot down, release the arms. Pause here for a moment, and then slowly releasing that right foot down. Maybe hug the knees in a gentle sway, or keep the feet flat on the floor. And just a nice easy windscreen wiping of the knees. And then come to center, gently heel toe the feet out wide and allow the knees to fall in together. And then the arms can be down by the side of your body with the palms facing up. Or you can place the hands on your body, maybe on the belly, or one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Just reconnect to the breath. Soften the forehead and the space between your eyebrows, and relax the jaw. So inhale for 2, and exhale for 3. Inhale for 2, and exhale for 3. Inhale for 2, exhale for 3. If you need to adjust your arms, please do so. So maybe if they contact the body, they may be relaxing on the floor now, with the fingers soft, palms facing the ceiling. Inhale for 2, exhale for 3. Inhale for 2, maybe exhale for 4. Inhale for 2, exhale for 4. And then maybe you're staying like this with the knees falling in together, or maybe the knees come apart and you slowly extend the legs out and allow the feet to flop open to the side. Inhale for 2, exhale for 4, or maybe you're curling up onto one side, whichever side feels most comfortable for you in a fetal position, using your arms as pillows. Inhale for 2, exhale for 4, allowing the arms to feel heavy. Allowing the legs to feel heavy. Inhale for 2, exhale for 4. Soften the throat, the chest, the ribs and the belly. And now just allow the breath to be. Allowing the arms and the legs to feel heavy. Allowing the body to melt down into the mat, down to the earth below. Rest. Deep rest. Slowly bring your awareness back to the breath. Slowly bring your awareness back to the body. Sensation of the air against your skin. The warmth of the sun against your skin. And maybe stay still. Maybe wiggle the fingers. Maybe wiggle the toes. And then bring your awareness to that right knee. Slowly soften and bend the right knee and slide that right foot in. So the knee's bent, the foot's flat on the floor. Bring the awareness to that left knee, soften and bend it, slide that left leg in, left foot flat on the floor, knees bent. And then maybe just stay here, or maybe hug the knees in towards the body, maybe stay still, maybe a gentle roll, nice and easy from side to side, nice and easy. And slowly put one foot down and the other foot down. Just pause here for a moment. And then just gently roll to one side, whichever side feels comfortable. Just pause for a second. And then slowly just push your way up. Use your arms. Keep the eyes closed. And just slowly crawl up to an easy cross-legged. Maybe grabbing a cushion or a yoga block to sit on. Just to give a little bit more space to the hips and to let you keep that natural curve in that lower back, that lumbar spine. And once you get here, check that the weight's even on both seat bones. Crown of the head towards the ceiling, gentle hug in. Hands can be on the thighs or the feet. And then just gently turn the palms to face the ceiling, soften the fingers. And once more, bring awareness back to the breath. Eyes are closed. So inhale for 2 and exhale for 2. Soften the face, relax the jaw. Inhale for 2 and exhale for 2. Inhale for 3 and exhale for 3. Inhale for 3 and exhale for 3. Slowly bring the palms together at heart center. Inhale for 3 and exhale for 3. On your next inhale for 3, slowly float the arms all the way out and up. Fingertips reach up towards the ceiling. Keep the hands here, nice long stretch. Inhale for 3. And on your next exhale for 3, slowly bring the hands back down through to heart center. Allow the thumbs to connect towards the chest. Connect to the heartbeat. Slowly bow the head towards the chest. Thank you very much for joining me this morning and allow me to guide you through your practice. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you find peace within. From my heart to yours, Namaste. Slowly start to flutter your eyes so you're gazing at your fingertips. And then slowly, slowly, slowly bring your head up. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a lovely Sunday. See you soon. Goodbye. If you have any questions for me, you can type them in here. If not, you can direct message me on Instagram or you can email me. But I hope to see you soon, either online or in person in a class. See you soon, everyone.